the plane them full and the church empty. The supermarket back up and the church empty. Mega Mart full, Price Mart full, but the church empty. Give it back.
Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Lord Have Mercy. So, I want to talk about this. Is the church still essential? I want to explore, the different points. And, I'll be giving my little 2 cents. But if you feel that you have something to share, you can leave it down in the comment section below. Now, I want to just take a trip down memory lane, as usual. So, I was born and raised in the church. And I remember that Sunday school was very essential. I had to be at Sunday school every Sunday. My little church dress, my little bubbles in my ear, and my little something there. And I would see a lot of my friends in Sunday school as well. It was essential because even if you were from a household that wasn't, religious, the parents still thought, or your caregiver still thought, that it was important for you to go and know God. You know them people that then they woman then cuss up them bad word, but they still believe in a God and them say, yeah, my pitney have to go to Sunday school. That was how it was back then for some, some households that I know and so on. And while I was in Sunday school, we were taught the importance of respect and love for one another. So even before you started basic school, you were taught these important concepts at church based on my experience. And these important life principles, they were to guide you growing up in life, so that when you meet somebody, you know to say, okay, good morning, good afternoon, and so forth. You learn to have respect to persons despite their background or despite who them be. That was what I remember. And in addition to that, the church was like a community. So, if you're not behave yourself, Sister Prudence, I go tell your mother, say, hey, she not behave herself, I'm going to have to draw her up in a church, Oh, or Sister Pansy, them big woman there. Yeah, and during those times, you had persons looking out for your child or children and disciplining them in the right way. And you as a parent, you couldn't even say nothing because you said these are elderly persons who are wise, nice church people them, and them are look out from a pitney. So that was that. It took a community to raise a child during those days. I can't even remember the year right now, but I'm like, I can't remember the year, but that this is just my experience growing up in the church. And in addition to that, you have your little treats and you would go church. Oh, not to mention VBS. VBS in everybody a touch out. And you learn about different stories in the Bible. And then at the end of VBS, which is vocational Bible school, you would talk about what you had learned and you win your little prizes, them and so forth. Tithes and offering is an important part as well, because you have to give 1/10 of your earnings. I know sometimes it's not always the case. It depends if you have it. Just give what you have, And, I'm going to share a little funny story. When I was younger, and they usually say I must give to the Lord, I thought that there was a ladder to go up in heaven to give God the money. But then I later realized that the tithes and the offering is to go towards the work of God, which can also be to develop that church. So if you realize that the church roof won't fix, you have some little tithes and offering, they would organize little things and you can donate to that, so that You can have a nice proper roof, so if rain a fall, you're still comfortable. So all of these little factors, and it was just like a family, family. You have a family through Christ. What I also realized is that a lot of elderly persons, they might live alone, or honestly, some people come from so yard. As you wake up, you hear bad word a chip in your ears, and some of them just can't manage it. So to them, going to church on maybe a Sabbath or a Sunday, it is like a relief. Them just want to go praise them God and meet up with Sister Shirley if you just have a little talk. So that was like a family setting. Again, we understand that you can pray at your home, but at the same time, you need that togetherness. We are human beings. We crave companionship. Hence why God never just create Adam. He make Eve to keep company as well. So we desire those things. Now, flash forward to now. I realized that even before COVID, the number of children that went out to Sunday school, it decreased. I don't know what was happening, but I remember visiting a church and they had Sunday school. And it was literally less than 5 children there. So I'm saying, okay, because back in my time, Sunday school ram, like you have like 3 Sunday school classes at once, because everybody couldn't fit in at the same class. And no matter how we want to deny the fact, but Jamaica is a religious-based country. And every street corner you can book up on a church, whether it's old or it's a new church, there's a lot of churches here. But I just realized that the numbers, even before COVID, had decreased. Now, I do understand that, persons, they have their fair share of experiences with the church, whether it be with a pastor, a church sister. They said something to you and you just take it to heart and you say, everybody are wicked, me now go back. But that is not the main purpose of the church. It is to preach the word of God and bring unity, So if you had that bad experience, just know that that is not what the church is about. So I do understand that these things can affect your judgment. And you could have your little daughter and you say, boy, she not go them place there now with peer hypocrite there and peer false prophet. That is the reality. But then I realize that these youngsters growing up now, as the pitney them born, them start chip bad word. And I realize that some parents them laugh and them say the pitney prime. The pitney prime. So when they curse the bad word now, and poor thing, the pitney them not even know what they must say out of their mouth. But we laugh and we say, oh, the pitney prime. Nobody naga can chop the pitney. You understand? Now that child realizes that we are laughing. So they think that, okay, I'm doing a good thing. So they grow, and then you see the seeds that were planted initially, they now germinate to a tree where bear fruit. But the fruit is not so good fruit, it's bad fruit. Because they were not instilled those moral things in regards to respect, manners. Some of them grew up and my Jesus of Lord. Some things they tell you in public. For example, you're traveling on a public transportation and you simply say, hey, you can tone it down on the back there. Or what kind of dirty music that you not play on the phone? The amount of things them tell you, when them done style you, trust me, I can walk any runway. That is my experience now. With some youngsters, I'm not making a generalized statement, me just say. Now, guys, we're also all aware that the numbers of persons who are to attend church services has decreased down to about 7 persons. And before you can attend, you have to, get a list of all the names and send it to the nearest police station. So if you decide to show up at church and your name is not on that list, you better pack up and go your yard. But due to COVID, the most honorable Prime Minister, Sir Andrew Holness, he decided to do that in order to curb the spread of the virus. Now, if you were going to the church all this while and then something like this should happen, we do understand it's to help the spread of COVID, but at the same time, it has shaken a lot of persons. Persons are now feeling that, whoa, is my institution of any importance to this country? Because when you look at it, the hotels are still open. And this was what the pastor was expressing in the first audio that you listened. The supermarket open. I understand you have to buy your food, but still, just hear what the man say. And the church is limited. Now, persons were saying that, okay, they want thief tithes money and them someday. Which is another thing because the pastors, they don't have a voice anymore. We do understand that you have false prophets. But the real and genuine pastors, they cannot speak. Because society tells them that they want tithes money for thief. Them want this, them want that. You understand? So the church feels shaken. I want to know, by the way, is there any Christian out there, anybody who usually go to church, even forget look up prayer past Sunday, how you feel about this new measure in regards to 7 persons going to church? I want to know how you feel about that, guys, because it is affecting persons. Now, although we have online church, not everyone has Wi-Fi at home, and so I realized that when you go on the online live services, there's not a lot of persons logged on or on the Zoom for whatever reason. Also, I know for me personally, I have a very short attention span. So the online it not feel the same like when you did it in the physical. Although the same God you serve, but still me just I say it not feel the same. And this is affecting persons because they also want to know how long will this last? How long? And not everyone can go to church, You see, when them say 7 persons, we're talking about the 7 top persons. It's not about favoritism, but we're looking at the pastor. He has to preach. We're looking at the technicians, the one that has to set up the mic and so forth. Because if we don't have those persons, how are we going to watch the stream online? So they are the ones that are required to really go. And if them have space, we can squeeze in 1 or 2 members, So guys, so based on, going on social media, if you see any post about the church, and when I look at the comment section, a lot of other persons are against the church right now. So even if a pastor should say, okay, can we have at least 10 persons in the church, or 11 or 12, people cuss them. So I'm saying, whoa, where's the respect? Where's that fear of God? If I should cuss a pastor, and say certain things, me not have no fear in God, like for say God, something happen to me if I say that to a pastor. But we don't hold these religious leaders to any regard these days. And if they should ask, how long should this lockdown last? How long will this affect the church? They have a right to ask that question. Because those leaders now realize that society believes that the church is not effective anymore. And they also realize that the moral consciousness in Jamaica has been broken, which, as we can see on the news almost every single night, there's a lot of killings. And to my surprise, some people, we kill people, them not even that old. Some of them in the prime of them life, some of them are 20 odd, fairly young. But were these the persons that grew up in church? Or were these the ones that were cursing the bad word and people laugh and said the pitney prime? So the seed was planted in that child from an early age, and it was a very bad seed that germinated and brought forth bad fruit. I want to know what you guys think in the comment section below, so you can share your little thoughts. Tell me what you think about this. Is the church still essential? Do we hold any regard to the church in this day and age? Do you feel the need to do so? You feel like it doesn't make no sense anymore? Or are you observing that crime and violence is going up because we are now disrespecting leaders of the church and not holding them to any regard? So guys, I think I'll leave this at, I'll just leave this for now. So with these topics, you'll be talking forever because there's just so much to talk about, so much things to explore. But guys, just tell me what you think in the comment section below, and until next time with another topic, be blessed as usual, and I'm out.